everyone, I'm gonna tell you guys something. When you're doing a hard job, a hard 9 to 5, back-breaking job like me, making videos, you see a lot of scummy people that do horrendous shit, for attention, money, views, as a streamer. And very often, they do something, and nothing happens, like no karma. They'll do whatever they want on stream, it'll go viral. I'm so fucking old. It'll blow up massively on Reddit, on Twitter, whatever, and then the police won't fuck with them, because they can barely put a charge on them, and they'll keep on doing it. And one good example of that, if you know him already, Somali. I've made about, a couple of videos on him. I say a couple, but, it's quite a lot, where most of the time he does, the worst shit possible in some Asian country like Thailand, Japan. I was about to say Israel, but, that's not in Asia. But you know what I mean, like doing some very awful shit, being annoying, whatever, and then nothing happens to him. Well, recently, if you caught up with him, you'll know that his new escapade is now being in South Korea. And even then, he's not being reserved at all for the crazy shit he's doing. For the top 3 things, I covered on him that people were fucking appalled by. Number 1, being a pest on a subway, like playing loud music on a speaker, and having people play like TTS, saying awful shit. Number 2, like being an asshole to going to like a 7-Eleven, being drunk, throwing noodles everywhere, making a mess. And then the third one that was covered by like everyone, like in the media in that country, was him like dancing, kissing, and groping a comfort woman statue around the Capitol. And if you know the background of it, if you know the implication of that statue, of, remembering the women that got raped by the Japanese army in World War II, then yeah, you definitely understand why some locals would be disgusted by that behavior. And you know what? So am I. I'm not Korean, I'm not from Seoul, but if I see some asshole being an asshole, then yeah, I can sympathize with that. But recently, this video right now is gonna be a good one. Because recently, some actual good news came from Somali, where his awful actions, his horrendous actions, have finally caught the attention of Korean officials in the Parliament House, where even they're like, okay, we're gonna ban it, we're gonna bar him from leaving the country, because now we also have an investigation going on with counts of assault, disturbing the peace, and even one reported of him. Of drug use that he has, apparently. The most concrete thing I can prove so far is him actually being banned from leaving the country. The one thing that's not so clear so far is the criminal charges like drug use. Because from what I saw on an article that I'll put up right now, is that one was more so reported, not proven yet. But right now the investigation by the police is just starting, so they might find that to be true potentially later down the line. This article that I found was the most interesting. American nuisance live streamer Somali barred from leaving South Korea. Probe begins after online personality assaulted for 3rd time. That's what I think after he. Oh, that I should mention that as well. Unlike like in his whole adventure in Japan or Thailand, I think this one in South Korea has led to him being beaten up the most on the streets, where I think multiple times, he was like harassed by locals, fairly so, but three concrete times has he been like recorded being like, fucking like, having people go up to him and just deck him in the face. I think after the 3rd time, the police had to actually like step in and do their job. Unlike before, like I've seen clips of like where they go up to him, they write something on paper, they give it to him, and then like they leave him alone, barely doing anything. The Seoul Mapo police station are probing the 24-year-old for allegedly disrupting business at a convenience store on October 17, where he was said to have poured instant noodles on a table after employees stopped him from drinking alcohol. Yeah, that was it. That was the one I covered. That clip sucks. Yeah, I fucking hated watching that. It was so painful. When more employees stepped in to stop the streamer, he allegedly responded with violence. I'm not sure if he beat up anyone, but yeah, I think he's trying to make himself big, swinging his arms. Police revealed they also plan to begin an investigation for alleged drug use after they received a report through an emergency hotline reported out pop. Somali, oh my, this part sounds like it's from Reddit. Somali, known for rage bidding for reactions, began his South Korea visit with a stunt involving a bronze statue of a girl symbolizing the victims of Japan's wartime sexual slavery, or comfort women, where he was seen kissing it, twerking, and performing a suggestive dance. His antics saw him being targeted by local social media, especially South Korean YouTubers, and he was attacked twice in Mapo district on October 24th and 27th before the laser assault on Thursday by a man in his 20s, who was arrested at the scene, reported the Korea Times. Oh my god, that's insane actually. If you got beat up, I think in Japan, I'm trying to think right now, the most frequent times that he was beat up or being choked in that one clip, it was probably about a couple of times, or maybe it happened at least once every week. But I think with him, it's happening multiple times, in the span of 7 days. So, at the same time, I feel in different countries, in Japan, they're probably more relaxed with tourists, because way more people go there. And in Korea, it depends on the perception people have of John Somali, and how much they hate him. If people hate him way more in Korea than Japan, then yeah, imagine the police will have a bigger eye on him, tracking him to make sure do you see what happened next? His provocation has apparently also resulted in a South Korean YouTuber has put a bounty on him, leading to many creators hunting him down. According to one comment, oh my, this part made me laugh so hard. A Korean YouTuber put a 1 million won bounty, and in brackets, about $700. 1 million is barely 1,000. What a fucking joke. But now to the big part. He's even drawn criticism in the South Korean parliament, where during an October 30th session, several officials voiced concerns over his actions, concluding that his behavior will be monitored moving forward. I think that happens a lot where tourists, where they're not a citizen. If they do a lot of shit in one country, the people have to be okay, we'll keep you in the country until we find everything on you for an investigation. If they find if they find him in possession of drugs, that probably would be the worst thing to have him on. To be fair, considering most of the worst stuff on him is on his actual life, on his actual VODs, I think he's the only person that he has an actual criminal record of the worst shit he did possible. So if they want to see some actual bad stuff to put him in prison, just go find his account and you'll see several clips to throw him in prison for. I think his account on Kick has been taken down, and his Twitter and his YouTube. But trust me, on Twitter, people have archived his own videos or VODs. So if you want to see anything bad, just type John Somali in the search bar, and the worst shit possible will come up instantly. The last thing I want to bring up, because I found it so funny, is that I never considered going on his Instagram, because I think that's the one account that hasn't been taken down so far. And if you check one random post and go to the comments, people from Korea will even comment on it, be fuck you, you're an asshole, we're so glad that the parliament is keeping you in the country to investigate you and arrest you. It's so funny. One comment says right here, I think it's Google translated, Johnny Somali, you're dead now. You're trying to escape to your country, the United States, but my sister saw the news our country's judiciary banned you from leaving the country. Ha 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 ha. You're going to be robbed by a country's detective now. What the fuck? That's actually insane. It's complete. If I was an actual citizen, a local in that country, in the capital or whatever, I'd be equally as pissed off as them. Because when you see someone doing the insane shit he's doing in Korea and has done it multiple times in other Asian countries, then yeah, it would be completely right, to have that reaction at him, being pissed off, and it being, thankful that the country or the law is finally doing something against him, because he deserves it. However, the one thing that's stopping me from throwing confetti, having a big party, is that when you make a shit ton of videos like I do about this guy or people like him, and you see one day they're being arrested and then the next week they completely let go, it does make you wonder how far will stuff like this actually go, where they seem very serious, but then they just don't give a shit and they just let them leave the country. I feel like 20 or 40% of me believe that will happen. Because, you know, I mean, if someone reported on a hotline that they believe they found drugs on him, then yeah, they probably can't do much with it. But again, it's one of those things where like you have to wait for like, the story to play out and see more stuff, you know, unravel. Where then you could be like, oh, it might look like he will be arrested and thrown in jail, or it'll be like, you know, like before in the past where they don't do anything to him. I'm not sure. But if the worst does happen and he actually gets thrown in jail, then it would make me happy. I have to say, it would make this boy very happy.